Hello, and welcome to Glory Girls.
Good evening.
Hello.
So this week, you may have noticed there's three of us. So we've got Luke,
Dave,
and Rich.
So we've just
played a game
of Guild Ball.
You might have viewed it already.
Probably not. Right, actually, before we start, I think we need to say a big thank you to Andrew at Singled Out.
Yep.
As
he's assisting us with the hosting.
Basically, when we put this up on YouTube, he sent a message saying, "Is this going on iTunes?" And then I said, "I don't know how to do that." And then he said, "Would you like me to do it for you?"
And we were like, "Yes, please."
And then that's pretty much it. And then it's so really thank you. Apologies for any Singled Out viewers who are stuck with this podcast who don't
have to listen to it.
Yeah.
If you downloaded it, you might as well though.
Yeah. So I don't know what the plan is long term, but we'll
stick with this for now. While
Andrew's been really generous.
Depends how much mediocrity he wants on his feed. Yeah,
exactly. So
we'll just keep going, and as long as you guys keep listening, we'll keep going.
And we've got a choice. So this episode, we discussed the Falconers and our recent tournaments last weekend.
Yep.
Or 2 weekends ago.
The last episode, you mean?
Yeah, the last episode we talked about the Falconers Guild and the
events we went to. Yeah. So this week we're going to go over the Falconers Guild again after we've actually used them.
Yeah, because
we'll go over a couple of the Navigators.
Yeah, because anyone who's on Gubs will have seen all the Navigators cards spoiled, all stuff like that. So we've all seen them. I've actually got a set of the cards
from a tournament pack, so coming into a tournament near you.
We're being very careful not to damage them because they may be appearing at our next tournament as prize support.
Well, we are giving away Navigators as the top prize, so if you want some fancy cards to go with them, then come along.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll start by doing the Falconers.
Let's talk about the Falconers and how we got on. Basically, I played a very football-y version of Church Union.
So which 6?
I went for Brisket, Benediction, Pride, Fangtooth, Seasoned Spigot, and Mist.
So you didn't. So you played pretty much pure Church without Union, apart from you swap Mist for Grace.
Exactly. Yes.
And the thought process behind that was?
Well, the clearing the AOE got me very close to where the action is, and that's not where Grace wants to be.
2-8 kick.
2-8 kick's nice, but swapping it for Mist, 3-8 kick.
Yeah.
And all the manoeuvrement shenanigans that Mist can do worked out really well. I wanted to go for a little bit more of a fighting team as well, so we've got Benny in there for repositions to set up Fangtooth.
And Spigot.
And Spigot can do a bit of damage when he needs to.
So actually, what would probably quite interesting is because me and Rich played the game, but then Dave arrived a little bit later and watched the game, so it probably Dave just told us what your thoughts were as an observer, and because obviously we're going to be biased to how our performance was and how the teams were, and naturally we'll only ever blame dice of the only reason I lost was because of dice, or the only reason I won was because of dice.
Well, I saw some of those dice rolls, to be fair. Some of them were a bit unfortunate.
They were sketchy for both of us, to be fair.
So, it evened itself out.
So give us a rundown, Dave, of the game since you watched it.
It seems like Falconers are interesting team, huge damage potential. How many spoilers are we going to drop on this?
Give it all.
Podcast.
Give it all. Fine. The game will be out first.
Yeah, the game will come out first, and this might be.
This is where I forget all the names as well. Who's the captain?
Devana.
Devana with Frailty is brutal, especially when she's in a Harrier as well. So one-shotted Fangtooth from full health, which is fairly impressive, to be fair.
It was an element of setup.
There was
a lot of setup.
I'm not denying there wasn't setup, but it was still a fairly impressive thing to see and witness.
You have to witness me.
Apart from that, I suppose you guys made a comment around Icarus and the fact that he seemed to struggle, but I think that's probably because he was playing into a footballing team. So a lot of the things that he actually would normally do in the team were a bit kind of negated by the fact that you didn't really want to score and give back the ball. But I can see him being a kind of swap out for...
I said Vet Hearn.
Yeah, Vet Hearn. Egret's a good striker and she can throw out that radial damage, which I mentioned briefly on the outro as well. But yeah, all in all, high damage potential. I think they're probably very much in a hunter's vein, looking at a 4-1, probably.
Essentially, that's what it got to. I'd got my 4, and I was just about to try and finish with a goal.
Yeah. So I think that's probably much along the same lines as hunters, which kind of ties in with the idea that they're supposed to be playing a broadly similar game, the minors and the majors, so that seems to kind of correlate. Order, Fangtooth looked good. Season Spigot, we didn't really see the kind of manoeuvring that he can do, but Brisket, I'm still not entirely sold on Brisket. My real, I've been a Union player for a long time.
But no, being a Blackheart player.
Blackheart.
I still think Blackheart is a better captain than Brisket. So at the minute, while I've got the choice, I'd still choose Blackheart over.
So okay, interesting question then. Is while in this weird next couple of months, while everything's all bets are off, this whole Mad Max era,
where everything is church,
everything is
everything
Union.
is Union. Sorry.
What happens now with Fangtooth and Spigot
Would
and
it
Pride?
change your 6?
Well, would it change his 10? Let's start off with his 10 for baby steps.
Yeah,
steps.
6.
I think Fangtooth potentially has to make it in with the kind of AOE knockdown and the damage he can hand out.
Just don't knock Spigot down like I did.
Yeah, I feel bad for pointing it out, but I had to.
No, legit, it's fine. Keeps the game fair.
But yeah, so I think he has got to be worth a consideration, especially now that he's lost foul odour, which is the one thing that really kept him out of my teams anyway. One, because it's just really hard to remember and manage, so you end up forgetting about it either on your turn or their turn. And two, it just really kind of negates a lot of the movement that I tend to do with my Union teams anyway.
He's faster as well.
Yeah, and he's faster.
More armour.
So he's fairly, and he's still got his, ignores the first attack or character play.
But he's lost his knockdown on 1.
Yeah, but oddly enough, I don't tend to go for knockdowns a huge amount after an early turn, but that's probably because I'm throwing out a bit of damage and
mainly looking for the
Blackheart moving around and putting some damage on people at the same time. Interestingly, I always thought the order would be a 3-0, sort of 3-goal team, but actually I think Fangtooth and to some extent Spigot, but and he really as a kind of backup to him, opens up that potential to a 2-2.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think they're going to be a good team. Sort of see how it goes really. I might try them. My only real concern is I'm a big one for having a captain activation that can change the turn or change the game.
Whereas Brisket
I don't like Brisket would be fine, but I don't like Route 1 as it currently is, because they stick it on a model with a high defence and you're rolling 2 dice to try and actually switch her on and get her into do what she wants to do. So I don't really kind of look at Route 1 a lot when I'm playing her.
Yeah, Route 1.
I've only played her like 2 or 3 times, and obviously without Fangtooth and Spigot, so it might be interesting to see how she plays with them.
Yeah, I think with Spigot you get a lot of outer activation passing, which I think is a really big strong point of the team, because obviously Brisket's got arm open, Spigot's got his legendary, his heroic, and Fangtooth's got his pot belly pass, which is amazing.
But also, I think what will make it really, really interesting is when Season 4 lands, and then we get tap-ins for passes as well.
Yeah.
So that will turn it up.
It is one of those things where there's a few times you kind of you go for a pass with somebody who's a 2-6 kick, and you just think, oh, this is very dicey. Whereas at least if you can get them within half range, 3 inches, then it's
2 3s.
It's actually a lot more.
The odds are a lot more favourable. So that's one of the
I think it'll change the game in a big way, because then you'll see people passing into combat a little bit more. Seeing as,
you might even see me use Bonesaw.
I don't think you'll use Bonesaw.
He's let me down too many times.
This is what I mean.
We're not even
people still use Flint, and he lets people down all the time. If you believe the fake
boy.
No, right.
People only ever post the he's missed a 5 dice shot on goal or whatever.
I'd be happy with that.
I missed a 4 dice tapping.
It was
Luke, watch me do it.
It was a bonus time meditated shot. So it was 4 dice, re-roll, 4 dice, not a single 4. Then he sat there on 4s and 0, and he just got put in the bin.
At least he didn't get put in the box.
This is true. But yeah, I think everyone's probably got a Bonesaw story. I think because he's so dependent on getting that goal, he needs to get that goal to go up to a 5-0 defence.
Yeah.
But this isn't really time for me talking about Bonesaw. I know he's fucked me in multiple ways.
So much for the PG channel.
meh. Such is life. So
anyway,
I enjoyed playing
we've digressed.
Falconers. Yeah. I think we probably got it a little bit wrong with Rich naming Rundas Redundas prior to even playing a game.
In this game,
Yeah.
he's not quite so redundant.
Yeah.
But in against a fighting team, I think he's just going to be sitting there waiting to have his dessert.
His Shadowlight's good. Its Dirty Knives is really strong.
No, I agree, but he won't be difficult to put in the box with a 3-1 stat line. He will get
3-1 tough fight, yeah.
Easily.
Yeah,
So-
guaranteed momentum generation as well, mate.
He's the decimate of the Falconers.
Yeah.
But personally, if you're playing into a fighting team, I'd definitely take Icarus and potentially Egret, because then you've got extra range damage.
Yeah, I suppose
You've still got the poison, and you've got the gold threat.
We've got dirty knives for range damage.
Oh, I totally agree, but it doesn't quite
Not
compare
momentum,
to.
And he's another Harrier. And
he's-
you've seen what happens with Harriers.
True.
He's tough 5.
It's 3-1 with a tough hide and 13 boxes. He's
The Brewers, really, isn't he?
Yeah.
Slightly less health.
he's slightly less health.
People play Vet Decimate, and she's
Don't even
3-1.
start on her.
Let's not talk about vet decimates.
Perfectly balanced.
Anyway, so that's us done a bit about the Falconers and the church.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Would you... Hang on, going back to the church.
Yeah, okay.
Does Harry fit? I think
Harry
Harry...
does fit.
See, I'd have thought it'd have been interesting for you to put Harry in. I don't know who you'd have dropped to put Harry in.
I don't know either.
But I just think with the aura and with all this out of activation passes and you getting free dodges off and everything like that, I think
Yeah,
that... Would you drop him instead of Benediction?
It's very situational. You're literally passing around Harry.
4-inch aura is a big area, but I would probably...
Not when he needs to be sitting in the centre and a lot of goal runs happen around the sides.
Yeah, true, but...
But he's got the goad.
he's got goad.
So
Yes.
you get him far enough up the pitch, he ruins at least one striker's day. Molotov to slow him down, so he has got that potential.
You could argue he's got a slightly better playbook than Benediction.
No, I agree, but he's -1 attack,
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
and he's
that's
3-1. He's 3-1.
He's got his knockdown on 3,
But he gives you momentum.
and he's got the rise in anger as well. I don't know, I think...
I don't.
And he's got his Molotov as well.
Yeah.
The Molotov for burning.
I think he does bring an awful lot, but the Benny is another Southeastern player to inspire Mist. Sorry.
Yeah.
If I go by what I currently, how I currently view the two of them, yeah, well, Benediction I think does more. I think the way I play a team, I use original rage, which not a lot of people do anymore. But you need at least one person who's got pushes to keep him kind of in the game, so he can't get shut down.
Yeah.
So I always play one of them, and whenever I'm coming to make that decision, I look at the two, and I still think that Benediction's a better option. But I think that's probably because he brings that knockdown immunity that he can hand out.
Yeah, hand out sturdy's the thing. The brace is also good.
And switching on other people's character plays, so kind of extending the range of those character plays is really golden, and it's helped me out a number of times.
As a point, then, I don't think really I could have benefited from that with Benny in this game, because none of my characters really had a character play that targets a friendly model.
No, probably not.
No.
So I wasn't really taking advantage of that.
I don't know, I don't think you have actually.
No. Fantasy
I'm
doesn't,
open.
Spigot doesn't.
I'm open. You can.
Yeah, you could I'm open
Yeah.
through him to
That'd be
somebody.
nice.
Yeah, if you've got
If
if
you
you've
can-
got Grace or Harry, you've got Grace or Mist on the team with the 8-inch kicks, then you get that extended range.
I think
It's situational and it's very clutch, but there is that option to kind of sprung it from nowhere.
I think what the strength of the order team will be is you've got so many working parts with it that your opponent will not be able to keep I've got to move that outside of that. Well, hang on, if Benediction moves up to them, that he can then do impart wisdom through that, and then God, I better watch out for him to do that with Spigot, do that out of activation pass to Fangtooth to pop belly, pass it over to there.
I would love the perfect I'm open through Benny. Spigot passes to Fangtooth, who then pot bellies
you
it
can't.
to.
No.
Yeah, I'm open is a pass to.
It's just a pass. Oh no!
It's a pass to her, which is why it only works with Mist or
that makes sense.
Grace, because they've got the 8-inch kicks.
Spigot got an 8-inch.
Spigot's
Spigot has got an 8-inch kick.
His point is,
Spigot's
heroic can't go through.
No, but then you could do I'm open to Brisket. Brisket passes to
to
Basic
Fangtooth.
Fangtooth, who can pop belly pass the spigot to Snapshot to win the game.
That would be an amazing setup.
But then you've got Harry sat in the middle of that, then you're just doing it all for free.
Yeah, with all the momentum.
And then you've got your bonus time Snapshot.
Yeah. Very little setup.
You heard it here first. This will happen all the
I
time.
always think this. I've got this maybe a pet gripe, but you ever see people kind of working out these massively extended threat ranges?
Yeah.
And my kind of whenever I see those, I always think the goal is normally 20 inches away.
Yeah.
So anything over 20 inches is a bit pointless. You don't really need to work out whether or not using Harry, Season Spigot, Fangtooth, and Brisket can like get you a 30-inch goal threat. That's great, but
There's one corner.
Very rarely are you going to actually go from one corner to the other.
I've seen it done with a Pin Voice Legendary.
Yeah.
I've done it. I've done it once against Vet Rage with Blackheart, where
Of course you have.
Blackheart.
Had to be Blackheart.
Well, Blackheart came on,
My man.
deleted 2 players who were on low health, and then sat there with the ball, and he was completely away from everybody apart from Decimate, and then effectively he just used Decimate and 6 influence to win. So it does work, but even then I don't think I needed more than about 20 inches. So you don't normally need more than that.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
All right then. So that's the fanboy segment of the podcast. Thanks
Is
very much,
it
Dave.
obligatory that on Singled Out you have to talk about Blackheart at some point?
Oh God.
Somebody has to.
We've got Mini Mountain. I don't even think it'd be possible to have a smaller version of Jason Mountain.
I'm now able to. People will actually listen and say that I was playing Blackheart before Mountain made him famous.
Well, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I've been playing him since season 1.
Brilliant.
You heard it here first.
I haven't done very well with him. He's done a lot better than I have with him, but he's been my main. Well, he has been.
Your
my main
only.
guy, yeah. I've played Brisket in 1 tournament game. So apart
Did
from
you
that-
regret it? Did you win
Yes,
that game?
no, I did regret it
How
because
many
she failed
games-
the route 1.
How many games you played Rage? Is he even painted yet?
He's not painted yet.
Didn't you go to a tournament and borrow my painted one? It was at the one at Young's.
I haven't borrowed him. I think I borrowed him, and then he sat on my
True.
10 and just didn't get used.
You see, the thing is, you slate Brisket, but Andy T did go to the Young's event and get to the final with Brisket.
She's undeniably a very good captain.
It's if there's one,
But-
the key thing goes wrong. Where
That's
with
the thing.
Blackheart or Rage, you fluff 1 dice roll in probability theory. Like if you do many things, you can spike. They go down the average. Where Brisket requires a key thing to happen at a key
It's
time.
tap 5.
Route 1 on 2 is
It's tap
not
5. You're really
close.
looking for a charge. You're looking for it to do something on a charge and probably use route
With a
1
plum?
and then score a goal.
Do you see a plum as being actually useful? Or is it just completely pointless?
As
I think
someone
it
who's
is-
been 7-0 down at turn 1, a plum is a thing.
Well, kind of jumping ahead to Navigators as well. Then as soon as Horizon's on the Fish to be fair as well potentially. When Horizon's on the pitch, then 5 VPs does become it, and it also switches on the mascot kill as well.
It does.
So it is it
Also,
works
not
also.
against the Navigators, because you do not want to be killing that albatross.
Yeah.
No, but you can kill Horizon instead.
No,
who's
it's very
just
true.
as easy, if not easier, to kill than the albatross.
It's easier to kill Horizon than it is the albatross.
So I suppose we better talk about the Navigators then potentially.
Yeah.
So what we've done, we've just chucked a couple of cards out to each of them. I suppose we'll talk through them. I've got the captain.
Ah, nice.
I've got Windfinder. So most of you would have seen the card. So what I'll do...
Is it the fancy card from the front of the magazine?
No,
I've got that one.
that's what most people would see. Yeah, so basically the most you've seen the card, I'll briefly talk over what it is. We'll talk, and then we'll have a little bit of a chat about the back of the card,
How you play
the
with
character
them,
plays, and then that. So if we briefly talk about each character, because everyone's seen
Everyone's
the
seen
card,
it. You don't
and then
need
we
to
can
go over it.
we'll have a little chat about interactions and that as they arise. So we've got, she's a 6-8 move, 5 attack, a 2-8 kick, a 5-0 defence, and 4-6 influence as you'd expect from a captain. She's got a non-momentous tackle on 1, a momentous dodge and 1 damage on 2, double dodge and a non-momentous Guild Ball symbol on 3, momentous 2 on 4, and a momentous tackle double dodge, the best result in Guild Ball on 5.
I don't know, I quite like double push, double dodge.
Yeah, that's a great one, but momentous tackle double dodge.
Oh, actually, I also like Hammer's tackle knockdown.
Yeah, tackle knockdown. We're still waiting for double tackle, double knockdown. Charging Corsair with the ball and getting a wrap with Ham and going, right, 2 knockdowns, 2 tackles, I'll have the ball and get on your ass. No, that would be the truth. We digress. We digress. She's got 2 character plays. She's got I Spy, which is what the Falconers have.
You use that to great effect in our game.
It's basically a range singled out. Simple as. And then she's got Full Speed Ahead, which is a cost of 2 with a range of 4, and target friendly model gains +0, +2 movement, and may sprint or charge without spending influence during its activation. So it's here, have a +2 movement charge.
For free.
Well, essentially for free, it costs you 2.
Oh yeah, but basically, the back of her card really turns that I Spy up to 11 though.
Yeah, so she's got the guild rule precision calculation, so you can re-roll any dice during its attacks and kicks, which then makes, with an attack 5 and a 5 long playbook, on a charge, the tackle double dodge could be a thing, with 9 dice re-rolling misses.
Easily. Even with like a 2 armour, 3 armour player.
It could be a thing, definitely. And then she's also got Stormwind, so when this model hits an enemy model with a character play, the enemy model suffers a knockdown condition.
So ranged, +2 for singled out, and knockdown.
Yeah.
So -1 to hit, +2 dice.
I think it's really, really good on paper. However, I would like, generally speaking, this team, I don't see them as a takeout team, predominantly. So if I was going to be trying to set up a goal, and I'd be like, okay, there's a ball carrier. I'm going to give the person I want to go and get the ball, the charge thing. Now I'm going to single out the person's there. Oh crap, I've knocked them down. Yeah. Potentially. Obviously, you could do it to somebody else as a target to bounce off to get some momentum before getting the tackle. But it's just something to bear in mind, kind of thing, that, looking in a vacuum, you're like, oh my god, that's amazing, knocking into someone down, but that can easily go against you. Sometimes you don't want to knock someone down. Yeah,
but if you're setting maybe Azimuth up for a charge afterwards, if his target's already on the floor with +2 tack, he's laughing.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
There's a free charge and 3 more hits afterwards.
Yeah,
this is it.
So she's got a legendary. That's most captains tend to. It's called Perfect Course.
The beer.
Perfect Course. It's a 6-inch pulse. So for each enemy model within this pulse, a friendly model within this pulse may make a 4-inch dodge. So if you get surrounded, so people come to start, these brewers and that start to make this scrum. These
Falconers.
These Falconers come in with their bloody AoEs. Anything like that, you just go legendary. You go, right, you got 3 Falconers here. I've got 3 friendly models. They're all going to make up deal. Where'd they go out of it?
Yep.
That is incredible.
To be fair, it ties in well with Wanda.
I suppose you want to talk about the mascot next.
Yeah, who I have.
Yeah.
Like I said, as we'll just follow that up. He has Guide.
Yeah.
Target friendly model within 4 inches can make a 4-inch dodge directly towards. So that's really just literally get out of the way.
So that can go either as a guide towards their goal or away from. So he can go for, what's his move?
10 inches.
He can go 5 inches or 10 inches.
So he can zoom off towards their goal and go, come on, where'd they go? Follow me towards the goal, or you're in a bit of a pickle. Follow me, out of danger.
Yeah, like if you've got Wanda sort of hanging out, wandering around. I was thinking of another verb, but yeah, if he's chilling out, if he's chilling out on the side of the pitch, if you've got a friendly model who's just maybe come back on after being taken out after scoring, like dude, come this way, have another 3-4 inch dodge. Now you're back in on the tackle shot range.
Yeah.
So I can see him having a great bit of use. To be fair, it's not going to be much use for Horizon, who's going to be chilling out in your opponent's deployment zone.
What's he's got?
Sorry,
it would give Horizon 9 inches of dodge.
So anyway, Wanda, 1 inch melee, 5-10 move. So when you get him to go for a run, he's really quick. He has fly, so he can fly over terrain pieces and other models. Attack 3, 1-4 kick, but obviously you get the rerolls. And in the future, when Season 4 rules come out and you get the snapshots, he's laughing. Death 4, armor 0, and 1-2 influence, which is a bit weird for mascots. They're normally 1-3.
Yeah, it's more 1-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the Union ones are 1-2.
Yeah. He's got like a reverse love creature on the back.
He has, but like I said, his playbook is 1 damage on 1, momentous dodge on 2 with a tackle also on 2, non-momentous, and a double dodge on 3.
And his tackle what?
Tack 3.
He's got guild precision.
Yeah, he has the precise calculations for his rerolls.
Haven't they, basically?
Yeah, they've all got that. Yeah, as we mentioned, he has flying, and then he has about their necks. It's like a reverse love creature, so if you damage him, all your players get -1 attack, which is brutal.
Yeah. Would you say though, it is brutal, but would you say having love creature and giving these people with all their rerolls +1 attack even more brutal?
No, that would be good. Yeah, no, I can see that.
I think this is probably the less.
You can see why they've done it.
Yes, I get it completely. Because putting a Windfinder up to attack 6 then with rerolls with a 5-long playbook.
Yeah, exactly. But to be honest, as what I can see as a 3-goal team, if a fighting team hurts your mascot, that really hurts their ability to take your players out, because not many of the navigators are going to be taking a kick in, are they?
No.
They're all quite low health. So anyway,
what's the cost of guide?
Guide has a cost of 1. So literally, you run 10.
And guide.
But it's only a range of 4, so you have to run past someone and end within 4. But
and is it directly towards or
directly
just a
towards.
4-inch dodge?
So it's towards, not directly towards. So
that's really good. So you could go, okay, I'm going to go. Do you want to take your part and blow? No, because I don't really want to hurt you. To the bird.
Exactly.
And then you go, okay, well, if you don't take your part and blow, then I'm going to go and 4-inch dodge this ball carrier away from you, who you're kind of working to get locked down.
Yep, exactly.
I like it.
But on the flip side, as a player who uses marbles an awful lot,
It's interesting. That is different to love creature, because love creature doesn't activate on a
that doesn't advance judge. Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, that does. Yeah.
that's horrible.
Yeah.
But no, as a player who uses marbles a lot, I find I do forget love creature.
I forget it all the time.
So, are you gonna really forget to have the -1 attack?
I had to condition myself to remember, because when I play rats, my asthma has the -1 attack aura. So I started by having a post-it on the side of the pitch saying, "Remember aura," but now I remember it. So I think as soon as somebody hits your bird and you go, "Shit, I don't want to get knocked down and battered," you will remember that -1 attack. When it matters, you will remember it.
True story. Anyway, so Dave, do you want to set the
Who
next
do you
one?
want to do next?
So let's say do Fathom.
Yeah.
Crack on.
So Fathom's 2-inch melee, 5/8 move, attack 4, 2/8 kick, def 5, armor 0 with a 2/4 influence. No non-momentous on the first 2 results. You got 1 damage and a non-momentous tackle. Momentous dodge, momentous tackle, double dodge, as we've mentioned.
The best result
ever. And non-momentous 2 damage on the top of the playbook as well. So you've got acrobatics, so you've got a Bible dodge and smelling salts. So position an AoE within range and friendly models remove any conditions, which is always nice. She's got the guild rule, obviously, we won't cover that again. Light-footed, which is nice, and one thing I quite like the look of is the linked with Angel, so when this model's activation ends, Angel can immediately activate if able to do so. So I quite like the idea of...
and the fact that she's going up to fish, and so Dave, Fathom's the one that goes up to the majors.
Yeah, I think she may kind of switch on Angel. I've tried using Angel a couple of times, and I always enjoy using her, but she does struggle a little bit, so actually being able to keep her somewhere relatively safe and then immediately ping her out with a pass from Fathom and then activate her straight away is pretty strong. She's got a heroic play, Wave Runner, so if this model's within 1 inch of an enemy model, of cover pieces of terrain, it may make a 4-inch dodge. A piece of terrain, that includes rough ground and fast ground, doesn't it? So effectively,
so she's light-footed.
Any terrain and light-footed, so she can run into rough ground and then 4-inch dodge out of it. Which may well make her a bit more protected as well, because they've obviously got to get through that rough
she can
ground
dodge
to
to
get
the
her.
side of it, Well, the 5-0, people are going to have to run to charge to it if she's on the other side of Roth.
Yeah, and then 2-inch melee, which is nice. Obviously, fish aren't lacking in 2-inch melee,
No.
but always having another one's
Of course,
always
one
nice.
going up would have to be a 2-inch melee. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, so I think she's got potential. Obviously, the 2/8 kick is low with the rerolls. I think she might work quite nicely in Corsair with on his legendary turn. Sort of 3/8 kick. Sorry, 3/9 kick.
3/9 kick. Your bonus time is for re-rolling them, so it's 8 dice.
So a 9-inch 4 dice re-rollable kick.
She's beautiful for a snapshot.
And then get the snapshot and immediately activate with Angel to go in for the second goal.
Exactly.
Super shot it up and go and do it.
Yeah.
So either one in Navigators or in Fish, then that's a potential threat that you've got on there as well.
To be fair, if you've got
AVP back-to-back activation.
Yeah.
At the end of a turn, you're up on the momentum base. Activate first next turn.
just go with Shark and have Angel on her 2/5.
Yeah, especially
So then she can
Fathom
easily
might
get
struggle a
tackled.
little bit more with a 2/8 kick, 3/8 kick potentially with a bonus time. Not quite as good, but obviously it's only 1 dice. But I think she'll work quite nicely, especially Corsair gives her close control as well for that legendary turn. So that could be fairly unpleasant. So I think she's got legs, she's got potential. This is like the first minor guild that I've been actively interested in.
You weren't interested in rats or unit or the order?
Well, the thing is, as we've already covered, without going back over old ground, I'm not the biggest seasoned brisket fan, so I was always going to struggle to kind of enjoy the order as much.
And technically, Order aren't a minor guild yet.
So you're not.
Yeah, but it will be by season 4 when.
So you're not a
Navi's
fan of
around.
rats?
I like rats, and I just they didn't immediately jump out and say I need to buy them. Whereas Navigators,
Did you still buy them?
No, I didn't.
No way. Dave didn't buy some.
I've got I won Ellie Bonesaw at Vengeance in the raffle.
Nice.
So I've got that, and I've got the
I'll
old
use mine.
cards. I won the old cards as well. So
I use mine as a goalpost for my bone saw.
So there's potential for me to get rats
Something on
eventually.
space.
But for now, I think these are the first ones that really intrigue me. But I think that's probably because I started playing Fish.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course you
so
are.
I've taken them to a couple of tournaments.
Fish and Union, aren't they?
You play Fishing Union, Dave?
You play
I
the
don't-
two
yeah, but I
teams that
don't-
rank the
No,
highest.
yeah, but Vet Rage is the Union player that's ranked highest. It's Blackheart's kind of.
Back on Black Heart.
Oh no, I'm just saying that's the only one that I play. So I don't play Vet Rage. Maybe I should. I don't play enough to be competitive anyway.
You
So
take Brisket to a tournament and
I'll
show
play
that
what's
you can
fun.
do it with both.
I'll take the order to the tournament.
Take Brisket and Rage.
To be fair, I am going to buy the.
Here we go.
The box.
Dave's back.
I'm going to buy the box for the current vets, the second
For
box of vets.
Sakana, yeah.
For Sakana, but also I've got blacksmiths, so Cinder. I've got masons.
You've got an unassembled alchemist team.
I've got an assembled alchemist team, which will get assembled at some point.
They won't.
and obviously I've got unions, and I've got Brisket and all the others. So I might as well get those guys as well. But
Yeah.
whether or not I'll actually play them is another matter. So that's Fathom, with a bit of digression. Horizon, 1-inch melee, 4/6 move.
Bloody
attack
slow.
4.
It's a bit slow, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit slow. I'll tell you about the back in a minute. Although I'm sure people have already seen these cards, so they'll know
He's the
already.
first one lead, so crack on.
2/6 kick, Death 3, Armor 1, 2/3 influence, unexpected arrival as a character play.
So good.
How many successes is that on?
It's on 4 successes with rerolls. But yeah, you've got a non-momentous tackle, non-momentous 1 damage on 2, a push dodge momentous on 3, a momentous unexpected arrival, or a momentous tackle double dodge on 4.
So just as a point, do these have a momentous tackle in their team?
Yeah, they've got tackle double dodges.
Just very high up.
Just high up, yeah. But the reality is, I think, well, I might be wrong. but
Angel's got 1-on-1.
the way I see it,
Excluding Angel, what I'm getting at is,
I think my point is, I don't see these as a team that are going to be going in, jogging in and buying 3 attacks. They're going to be a team that's charging in to try and
Hit that tackle
hit the
dodges.
tackle double dodge or get the rat, ideally, and dodge away and score a goal. Then they're not built. You can see it because they've got no momentous results low down. So they're geared towards you spend 2 for a charge and just see what you
Or
get.
0 win finder.
Or 0 with Windfinder, yeah. Windfinder will give 1 person a 0. And I think probably the only person that's different is Azimuth, because of the fact that he's got that momentous damage and he's attack 6, so he's a bit better up.
so do you think Azimuth would be the swap, maybe for Angel?
No, I think you've got to keep a bit of damage threat in there. The thing is,
But is he going to get 2 takeouts on his own?
No, but you've got this is the thing people also fail to remember is that non-momentous damage is still damage.
But it's just once.
But no, Angel's got a 2 damage.
On 3, she don't get
She ain't
rerolls.
getting that.
Yeah, Windfinder's got 2 damage.
On 4, with
Fathom's got 2 damage, but it is there. So if you've got to get that small bit of chip damage, it can work.
Yeah.
But all you got to do is find the weakest player in the team and beat them to death.
Yeah, but you'll always out heal a 4 influence player doing 1 damage a turn.
Yeah, but if you've got Azimuth charging in and then doing 3 more hits. you got that
Interesting
potential.
thing is, I think Siren has got the lowest 2 damage on 2.
There's also attack 3 to be fair. So
With no rerolls.
yeah, with no rerolls.
But Siren, for her seduced, would be really good in this team.
To passing the ball around.
For passing the ball around and getting it back.
I think I use Lure far more than I use Seduced.
Rich had an experience with Seduced.
Luke
recently.
got a really good playoff. He managed
won the
to,
game.
He won in the game. He charged Flint, triggered Seduced for Hammer to pass the ball to Grayscales to get Grayscales down the pitch.
To pass the shot for Snapshot.
Yeah, she also will switch on damage if you've got big damage. You've got Fangtooth in a team stood next to somebody else, and you get him to hit him for
Stood
6
next to
damage.
Brisket.
Yeah,
Bang!
momentous 6 damage, or stood in the middle of the entire team and he gets the knockdown. for
Just
everybody.
ground pound.
Just
all
ground
his team.
pounds the rest of the other guy's team. So the potential's there. Back of his card, Guild Rule again, which we won't go through, and then don't get cocky. When the model suffers taken out condition, the enemy team gains 1 VP instead of 2. And when he comes back on, he can come back on the enemy's deployment zone, as well as his own. So I think that's been covered quite a lot on various.
It's a great one for ball
channels.
retrieval and stuff, isn't it?
It means there's no safe place you can really put.
No ball killing.
Yes, obviously it's a bit risky because he comes back on full health actually, which I hadn't realised before. But yeah, he's got
Which is-
8 health and he comes back on. His icy sponge is at the top of his book, so
Yeah.
he comes
But
back
he's-
on full health.
He is a 3-1.
But yeah,
He's a 3-1 with
he is a
8
bit of a
boxes.
victim. I think it's one of those things where people will think that it's like they don't want to kill him, but actually killing him and letting him come back on. If you've got threats in the right places, they can't bring him on anything.
As a rat catcher player,
Yeah, you just delete
I
him
am
again.
happy to see that for 3 VP takeouts.
Well, yeah, good point. Yeah,
I'll kill him 4 times.
Yeah, casket
That's
time
fine.
or anything like that.
Yeah.
Suddenly switches it up. And then
While you're doing that, they've scored 3 goals.
I'm looking forward to getting on the pitch. I'm very keen to play and see what they're like. So I'm quite happy to volunteer for that video.
Yeah, fine.
And then the last thing he's got on there is once per turn during its activation, this model will make a 5-inch dodge, which obviously kind of compensates for his
Well,
force.
there's no trigger for it, it's just once.
It
per
is
turn.
just once per turn he can do it, and it obviously switches on during his activation. Obviously, you can't do it
Yeah.
out of
No power
activation.
creeping
Yeah.
your ball.
No, so that's.
Well, I don't think there is because
No.
he moves 4/6. You've got players that run 10, 11 inches.
Yeah.
Your standard striker is going to be 5, 8 or 6.
But they normally have some sort of viable dodge. He's got a slow movement with a free
He's
dodge.
got a free dodge.
Yeah.
And he's only got. And for a striker, he's got a 2-6 kick, is that?
Yeah, you look at Mist.
With three
Mist
rolls.
with acrobatic can go
Many
12 inches.
To be
With
fair,
Shadow-like, sorry, if he's within 6
you've got
inches.
Shadow Like and you've got starting within cover.
Yeah, which is
That's
4 inches
plus
straight away.
4 straight away.
And then
for
you've got
free.
the 8-inch move, and then a viable
2-inch
dodge.
melee.
And a 2-inch melee. Yeah, he's only got 1-inch melee, but yeah. So it's not beyond the realms of what striker can do, and obviously he's a 2-6 kick again because he's got those rerolls.
See, I think an hilarious way to play him is if, say, they're keeping a damaged player back in their side of the pitch, you bring him on in their deployment, you charge him and expect to rifle him off the pitch.
Very good.
I think there's going to be some things where you go and try and keep the ball on your side, he'll just come on and go, bah, and push you off the pitch.
Yeah.
Wait till somebody's activated, then use Siren to lure them to
the edge.
to the edge of the pitch, and then him won't expect to rival them off on a free charge from Windrider. There we go. We've already got the setup and the jank.
Well, this is it.
It's
This
fine,
is it.
minimal setup.
Because to be fair, in the last tournament I went to, I played a really good game against John Lee, and he kept the ball at the back of the pitch on Benny. So 3-2 poised, you ain't getting the ball back. He would be great for that.
I think you can be a bit cavalier with him. You can throw him forward and
Yeah.
kind of risk losing the 1 VP to give him a good reposition.
This is it.
So yeah, there's that potential because no one's going to want to kill him, but they can't leave him alone.
Because he's a goal threat.
And he can charge in and then dodge 5 inches away
He's one of those
with a
annoying
tackle
things.
double dodge on 4. So he charges in, gets enough with his rerolls,
Yeah.
He tackle double dodges, 5-inch dodge, and he's away.
He's slightly akin to, say, someone like Strongbox, because he's a mascot. He's a pain in the ass to kill.
But once you kill Strongbox, he's out of the game for the game.
That's what I mean. So he's worth killing.
Yeah, this guy can put himself back either side.
Yeah, so he's that's what I mean. He's going to be slightly thin. You don't really want to kill him, but he's someone who you feel like you've got to kill for their annoyance.
Yeah. True story. Okay, so now Dave's done 2 in a row.
Yeah, for some bizarre reason.
Oh, sorry.
We were alternating, but Dave's.
I got greedy.
Well, actually,
I'm excited for them.
Actually, I
so
suppose,
I
to tell you what, because now you've just thrown everything out. It's all gone chaotic now. So those two are the
all
ones.
Those best laid plans.
Those two are the ones who are going up to the fish.
Yeah.
Would they make your 10, both of them currently? I know in season 4 it goes up to 12, but we're just going to hypothetically say, do them two make your 10?
Yes. Although it's tricky because one of the ones you might consider dropping is Angel, and I think Fathom really switches Angel on. So it creates a headache, I think. But Horizon, he's got enough intrigue and interest and threat about him that I think you want to put him in your 10.
See, I'd contemplate putting Horizon and dropping him for my second mascot.
But to be fair, actually, it's interesting because I know everyone goes on about Salt and how good he is at
I like Blind.
Technicals, yeah.
Blind
I tried them both.
thing.
I tried them both when I was trying to get the hang of how fish played. And I didn't really rate Tentacles for a long time, and now actually I realise
2-inch melee, close control.
Blind. He's got
Dropping for Salt.
Yeah, so I think Salt probably would disappear, and maybe Horizon would go in as a pseudo mascot.
So until it goes in as 12 players.
I mean, even 12, you'll have 14 players that can play, 15 players that can play for fish.
Yeah,
But then you lose gutter. Sorry, I mean you lose your union options.
Yeah.
Which foolishly I haven't been taking.
No one's, you're not allowed to have us in green anymore, so it is always going to be good.
It's always gutter, yeah.
But what I'm getting at is, until then, do you think you'd see these 2 players being taken in lieu of maybe playing a pure shark team at a tournament? Because the thing is, if you take both of those with Corsair, you're probably not going to be going for your Corsair attrition team.
And I don't think I've mentioned this before.
So would you stick with just Shark and take both of those?
Well, I think it's difficult because I kind of I don't want to say I've got a settled 6, but there's 6 that you find hard not to take. In that, or depending on what captain you take. But either way, most of the players are the same. You might want to put switch in Jack when you're playing. Corsair, but
like you're always going to take.
So your standard Shark 6 is Shark, Salt,
Grayscales,
Siren.
No, I take Tentacles.
Oh, okay.
For the blind.
So like literally, it'd be Shark, Tentacles, Grayscales. I think they're your pretty much 3. Depending on how you feel about
Vetsicana.
I think Vetsicana now is the question.
Gets a place.
The question mark I've got currently in my 6 is: do I take Sakana or Vetsicana?
I'd take Vetsicana with Corsair every day of the week.
I mean, okay, yeah, that makes sense because the +2 move on Corsair gets round one of his
reducing your move to getting away from his drag. The other is essentially another rough seas ability to get the ball to.
Yeah,
but with Corsair, with Corsair, you will always take Hag.
You always take Hag anyway.
Yeah, Hag you take.
But then where do these 2 fit?
That's my problem because at the minute my switch out really is Sakana. And I'm kind of debating who I'd switch out for.
But then you've got to put Angel in.
So what you're trying to say is fish have too many good players that you can't
for now.
6.
But season 4 rebalance.
However, I think that's a good thing. The fact that I think it would be a bad thing if you go. These 2 are auto included every of my 6s. Of my 6, all of my 6s. Like every time I play, if I said I had to include both of these, I think that would be an issue with the balancing of them. However, the fact that now it's creating difficult decisions and you're even wondering if these are the right players for the lineups, then, do you know what I mean? I think that's only a strength.
I think those 2 will definitely make it into the team if you're playing Navigators.
Yeah.
But into a fish team...
It's just one of those things, you look at, Angel and Fathom in a Shark team, both Shark and Fathom switch on Angel, she can have 5 influence and then also can dual activate. So there's potential there, and Fathom's still a 2-inch melee, so you're not losing much.
So would you
2-8 kick over a 3-8 kick with Sakana?
Would you potentially swap Fathom for Grayscales? Is that heresy even suggesting that?
You'd never get rid of Grayscales. 2-inch melee with unpredictable is it's just far too strong not to take.
I mean, it can get around it, but then he's also got decoy for the defensive.
Decoy ball's gone, hasn't he?
Well, that's the problem with, Hag has got all the repositions in the world and also has decoy and fear, so
Hag is just phenomenal.
she just switches the team.
She does
up
everything
onto
for
us.
free. She can do exactly what she needs to do for no influence at all.
Well, that also, her combination between her and Siren, that won my game against you, didn't it, with the mate? Since cause it was her being able to
Move Siren out the way.
move Siren for 2, then Legendary to move for another 2. So she moved 4 inches out of Hammer's threat range and then just jogged 4 inches away herself.
This is it. So, I don't think we'll see these two used with Corsair. If anything,
I think Vetsakana jumps into the Corsair 6.
This is tricky because in theory you want Vet Sakana, but then I quite like the idea of taking Fathom and Angel in there as well.
so. If you do take it,
But then,
So who
but
would
then
be
my
your
problem,
fourth?
Yeah, but that's the problem because then I'd want Siren and Hag in there as
so
well.
are you thinking more Corsair will become a footballing captain?
I think these minor guilds and getting rid of the union players and how these ones are looking, I think they're trying to push Fish to what Fish should be. I don't think Fish should have ever been this attritional 2-inch melee momentous damage team. This is why Avarice and Greed have
this is it,
disappeared.
but
This is why
Gutter's
the
going.
union are going.
Yeah.
The thing that I've said before is, I didn't start playing Fish because of Corsair, but Corsair I still think is the most ridiculous captain in the
Sturdy, close control,
in the group.
2-inch melee.
Yeah, he's got everything apart from he's got a pretty poor counter.
Yeah, it's got a poor counter attack.
But the
that's,
thing is,
that's all he's got.
His
really.
other thing was obviously he's very slow, but obviously he's got drag, and now you've got Hag to move him for 2-inch for free.
And then
And you've
Vetsakana
got,
to speed
you've
up
also
as
got
well.
Siren
Exactly.
to lure people in as well.
This is it. So
The only thing you lose is chain grab from Gutter.
yeah,
And if you really wanted that, you can just put
Kraken.
in for his
Drag or
drag as well.
Yeah.
Harpoon or whatever it's called nowadays.
It's just
Either
drag.
way.
Yeah, they both got drag.
either way. So okay, that's
Right.
really interesting.
Azimuth. I feel we're jumping back into the Navigators. So we've got Azimuth. He's the big
Don't
chap.
finish that sentence.
I don't even know. I don't even know. He's like the big gladiator guy. So he's got a 5-7 move, 6 attack, 2-6 kick, 4-0 defense, with 2-3 influence. He seems to be the only damage, the damage dealer in the team. So he's got 1 damage on 1, non-momentous, then a knockdown on 2, a tackle or a Guild Ball symbol and dodge on 3,
What attack is he?
6.
Yeah, okay. So that knockdown on 2 is going to be super easy.
Oh God, he's got 6 on play, but you'd be looking to charge him right for the knockdown, to be honest, I'd say. His Guild Ball signs, he's got 2 of them. He can either be disarm, so target enemy suffers -2 attack. That's always good against high def teams. It's not once per turn as well.
No, it's nice. It's Ferrite has it, so
Ferrite,
it's
yeah.
really, really useful.
And then his second one is a ranged character player 4 inches. It's called Netted. Target enemy model suffers a knockdown condition. So if he doesn't hit his knockdown on 2, he might hit the 3, so he gets a knockdown and a dodge. Sorry, that's 3 cons. Then column 4 is a momentous 2 damage. Column 5 is either a momentous double push or a momentous Guild Ball symbol and momentous dodge. So he's got the same one on column 3 and column 5. It's just one's non-momentous, one's momentous. So he can do his momentous knockdown and dodge on 5, or momentous disarm and dodge on 5. And then he's got a momentous 3 on 6.
Nice.
He's got the reroll thing. He's got close control, which is quite interesting.
So for the damage dealer to have close control,
Yeah, he's 18 boxes as well, which I don't think I
it's
mentioned.
quite tough.
He's got that potential for people who are going to go in. You sit the ball on him, people will go in and try and get it, and he can either knock him down and dodge
Yeah,
away,
It's
or
free poised.
He's got his 3 poised,
Yeah.
and then on his 3, he's got a dodge and knockdown.
he's
Knockdown, dodge
a
on.
ball holder, isn't he? He's
But
the one
also,
that's
when he has
supposed to sit the ball
counter, he
into
gains
where
plus
they
1
go.
defense.
Yeah.
So he gets
Yeah.
a free defensive stance and a free counter.
So what if he declares counter, he gets plus 1 def. So if he
You can def stand.
def stance and counter attack, he's now def 6 with a free counter attack, with a counter attack.
That's just.
And then they'll go, I'll tackle you for your close control. Bang, I'll knock you down. No, or I'll do a disarm and a dodge while you're -2 tack now.
And you've procced my close control, so good luck trying to get the next tackle.
Yeah. I think he's so good. And he's got poise as well. So he declares,
Yeah.
so for 1 momentum on the charge, he gets +2 def and a free counter attack.
Yeah.
But he is your ball holder, isn't he?
Yeah.
Does the team need a ball holder though when you want to be going and scoring?
Potentially.
But there's always that.
There's always that one time is if they're on the
If they're on 8 points, basically.
if you're on a footballing team, sometimes you scoring at that point is not the best time to score.
But on the just to play devil's advocate, what are you going to be holding the ball for? Waiting for you to score 2 kills?
No, like when we played, I was going to go and score, but I decided to hold off, gain some momentum, and score last activation of my turn, and then get the first activation to score again. So there are times where you'll want to hold the ball.
No, I totally understand. But as we've said with this team, right, you'll be getting the 1 momentum for basically your charge attack, and then what you're going to do is stand there and just get no momentum for your first or second results. It's going to be tough for them to try and win an initiative.
I've just thought, he disarms somebody and someone's already attacked the bird. That's -3 attack.
Yeah, I still think disarm's a bit of a. I'm not sure how useful it is in this team.
It's amazing for. Oh, I've charged. Oh, you're going for your counter attack. Have -2 straight away.
And -2 if you know it's your best mate you charge then good.
Sort of like, I'm next to. I've charged into cover as well, so you're at -3. Good luck with that.
It shuts down the top of people's playbooks, but by the same token, it's not like anyone's got loads of armour. It's not like
but these
Ferrite. She goes in and disarms somebody, and they're -2 on their.
If you are
on the arm.
let's say attack 5 player, you're hitting a 5-0 model, which a lot of these are. You're now a attack 3 player.
Most of them are 4-0.
Yeah, but imagine if you're charging a striker who is tack 4.
Yeah.
You're like, I've got 2
Icarus.
armor.
There we go.
I've got
Icarus is now a tack 2.
Yeah. What are you going to do with tack 2?
Charge in 6 dice against a Def 4 model. Well, no, Def 6 against close control.
The close control, and then he tackle dodges away. He'd knock down dodge away.
Yeah, knocks you on 2.
There you go.
He's got rerolls as well.
Oh, yeah.
He is super strong.
Rerolls on the counter, yeah.
Rerolls on the count as well.
Yeah, this is it. You're getting knocked on the floor and pushed away. Good luck, young man.
I think there's going to be so many. This is going to be one
It's
of the
going to be a
players
salty team to play against.
with a lot of gotchas. So someone's going to go, I'm going to charge you. Yeah, I'll death stance. Yeah, that's this big tank guy. 6 is to hit. They're like, what? Yeah, I'm going to counter and knock 2 tack off you and dodge away. So if they can only get to 1 inch away, I'll dodge out your melee as well.
Yeah, but look at it this way, right? Even if they've walked up to you and gone for the attack, you're like, all right, I'm going to counter. I'm still net 5.
Declare my poised for 3 and it's 5s. I might as well bonus time this counter.
This is it.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
He's just
they're not down,
absolutely
but as long
amazing.
as you base him, then it's you're looking for high playbook to get the double push.
Well, if you bonus time it, you're 7 dice and his double push is on 5, you get rerolls. It's like confidence attack.
Yeah.
Is he 2-inch melee?
He's 2-inch
Plus,
melee.
bearing in mind, if you're charging someone, it's mainly because you're charging at the right end of your movement. So if they've literally charged to their 1 inch, you're like, all right, then see you later. Get 3 inches away.
Knock down dodge.
Get wrecked.
I think eventually it will be a gotcha, and then eventually it'll just be no one's going to charge him, and it'll be like Brick with his counter charge. You don't normally see counter charge go off; it's just the threat of it. So no one's going to charge him, so you have to go in Def 5 trying to get a tackle on him when he's close control.
Just the threat of his 6 inch puts you off.
Yeah, this is true.
So yeah, you'll basically be seeing Azimuth ball carrier just
bumbling up the pitch.
Yeah.
Well, and then you've got the bird go come in 4-inch dodge.
dragging him up.
When final ledge don't have another 4-inch dodge, so that's an 8 inches worth of dodge. Then he's got a 7-inch thing and a 6-inch.
Yeah.
It is a good thing. I really
he's a very strong player.
I really like the look of him. I can't wait to get him on the table. Can't wait to chance I see about Ebb.
The other amazing player, in my opinion, Ebb, 1-inch melee, movement 7-9. He's super quick,
slower than Horizon.
but still.
Slower than Blackheart, I think.
Yeah.
Dave's whipping out his Blackheart schlong again. Measure this.
20 inches, that's all you need.
Anyway, so Ebb, 1-inch melee zone, 7-9 move, tack 4, 2-6 kick, which is pretty standard around these guys.
Yeah, it looks like 2 is the kind of standard.
Def 4-0, 2-4 influence. Okay, so he's got a tackle on 1. He's got a 1 damage on 1. both non-momentous, as you'd expect with the team. He's got a dodge on 2, non-momentous, and a Guild Ball symbol, which is sprung a leak. Position an AoE within range. Models hit suffer 2 damage and -1 armor. So perfect for setting people up for that charge and tackle.
So when you come against your masons, your blacksmiths, anyone like that with a couple of points of armor,
this is it. You're getting down to brewer stats at that point.
Yeah.
So your 3-1s. So that's got a 6-inch range. So you can literally set that.
So
up.
that's a 6. So that's using a new AOE rule.
That is using the new AOE rule. So so you measure it from the 6 basically.
Yeah. So you measure 6 inches and you can place it at the end of the 6.
He can also buy that for 2. So he can set that up for his own charge, potentially.
Yeah, he's still got a roll to hit.
That's a good point. I didn't kind of mention it in Fathom. Fathom's smelling salts obviously has got the new ranges on it as well. It's 2-inch range, but it's still the similar.
I suppose after we've talked about this, we can talk about the new Season 4 rules as well.
Yeah, we can get. Yeah, so basically, continuing on with his playbook, 3 results is a momentous 2. And then 4 results, he's got the best result, tackle, double dodge on a 4.
What taxi again? Sorry, I switched up.
Tack 4.
Okay.
And then he's got a knockdown on 4.
Nice.
It's not very common, that.
It's momentous.
It is momentous as well.
Nice.
So basically, his character traits: blessings of old. This model can't suffer more than 2 damage for any action. So good luck with your Harriers and your things like that. You
that includes wraps, I suppose, as well. You can't wrap for extra damage.
Well, from any action. So yeah, good point.
So you can't, if you wrap on him.
How many health does he have?
That damage on.
He has 12 health as well.
So that's 6 attacks.
It's like a pseudo tough hide, but better.
Well, no, he's the minimum attacks he can have is 6 to kill him.
This is it. Look
so
at
that is a full stacked captain to kill him.
Look at apprentices in blacksmiths. They all geared up to hit the top of their playbook for the big results. And in this, it's completely pointless because they take
assuming
damage.
that doesn't count for condition damage.
No.
From any action, so no, you kill him with conditions basically. So anyway, and then he has True Path, 6-inch aura. Friendly models within this aura may use gliding without spending momentum. Free glides, it's good.
And it's an aura because the glide lasts a turn.
Angel and Fathom are light footed, aren't they?
Yeah, but look at it this way: in a team that's not going to be generating any momentum,
you're gliding
for free.
You've got free counter attacks about that type of stuff.
Yeah, so I think the whole point of the team is the fact that they run very momentum light.
Do they have any heroics?
Yeah, Fathom's got one.
No.
It's like
Fathom's got heroic.
This is it. Like
they ain't no brewers.
This is it. And
well,
obviously,
4 out of the 6 have got tackle double dodge.
Best result ever.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I really like Ebb.
Yeah. Okay.
He doesn't mind getting stuck in. Look at it this way: if Ebb gets you your one of your early goals, if Ebb gets you your turn 1 goal, he's sitting there going, all right, then.
Sprinting sharp.
He's got 7, 9, and 6 inches.
I don't think I'd use Ebb for a turn 1 goal.
What, you can run him 7, charge 9.
Yeah, but
then you're laughing.
On turn 1, what else have they got to spend influence on other than beating him to death?
Yeah.
No, so you'd have to go late.
But what I'm getting at is it takes 6 attacks to do it.
But that's 6 momentum. They're going to get 2-1.
Yeah, but we'll look at it this way.
What else can they do other than stand behind you and smack your face in?
They've got nothing else they can do on turn 1. So I'd probably look at him as a second, a turn 2 or turn 3.
Yeah, like middle of turn 2 or something.
Yeah.
Just send him in.
All I'm getting at is you're still swapping 4 for 2. And it's still 6 attacks to do it.
And I'm only basing that on the idea of using him as your kick-off player or something like that. I wouldn't do that. On a turn where you're receiving, pass the ball around, leave it on Azimuth last, and then Azimuth passes to Ebb, who goes off and does his goal run. And then he's sat there turn 2, and you have to hit him 6 times. Yeah. Has he got a Bible dodge or anything like that? No, so he can't actually dodge away. He's not. So once he's in there, you can shut him down, but actually you could throw him up. Pass the ball around. He's your goal turn 1. Sit him there for turn 2, and they've then got to hit him 6 times.
Do you know what I'd love to do with him? I'd just go and send him up and base Vet Rage.
Yeah.
Vet Rage can't kill him. He gets 4 attacks for the charge. That's 5.
Yeah, but he'll just use Red Fury to do it with somebody else.
That's still only 4 attacks.
Yeah, but then they've got their attacks as well. So they walk up and hit him a few times.
That's 2
people's
activations to kill 1.
Yeah. But would I want to spend a captain's activation killing him?
Well, but if you're Red Fury, it is.
Yeah, but
So then, what all you do then, if they do that and go, okay, I'm doing a few testing, fine, someone else can go, heal him. So a heal is basically costing them 2 activations and taking him out.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is incredible. I think it's only once you get on the table you will realise how incredible that is.
Yeah, this is it. I was also thinking, Azimuth is the ultimate cock block for the turn 1 goal. Because if a player's going to be charging in to go for the
Def 6, 2-inch free counter.
Close
Yeah.
control.
close control, this is what I'm getting at. So good luck trying to get the ball.
Especially with, well, we can talk about season 4 again, but
Yeah.
the fact that the kicking player now gets. Although it doesn't matter on the kicking player.
But no, you
Turn
think Mist goes in, he can go, Mist will go in and get, like, do a charge and that, it'll proc his close control, and then he can go counter attack, and he can either knock Mist down,
Still rolling 5s.
Still needing 5s, but you only
6
need
dice
2.
re-rolling them.
6 dice you're rolling, good point. I keep forgetting that.
He's got a knockdown dodge as well, so if Mist can only get to 2 inches away,
Yep, put him on the floor, push him
Mist
away.
would then find a third one to dodge back in,
So
and a
literally,
fourth one to get the ball.
if you're receiving with
There's
the
going to be a time
Navigators,
when Mist can only get. He can get 7 inches at the pitch. With 6 inches at the pitch to start with.
If you positioned him well,
literally the point is
A
your
6
turn
def-
1 with Navigators receiving, collect the ball, pass it to Azimuth,
Oh, yeah.
and then
That
watch
is
them
activation
flail around.
1.
That is always going to be activation 1 if you're receiving, because they will not be able to get the ball back off you unless they've kicked with a captain.
But it
and
does
he's got
depend
6
on what your strategy is for the rest of the
He's
turn.
got 6 influence.
Because if you're passing to Azimuth as your first activation, you're basically not going to do anything else passing wise. So then you've got to understand what you're doing with the rest of your players' turn.
Yeah, but that's the same with for every
you
receiving
avoid
team.
you avoid their alpha strike of their first thing. You could then, with if they, let's say for example, we use Mist, say they set Mist in first to try and get the goal and they can't get off Azimuth, you could spend the rest of the turn just momentously doing little bits of chip damage to Mist and leaving him on a couple to go first next turn, finish him off first activation
And
turn
you've
1,
still got the ball.
and then your 2 VPs up and you're heading up.
And then first activation of turn 2, pass to whoever, they cheese it up the board and score.
I think that's the thing. I think they do a lot to shut down the first activation goal.
Yeah.
Vitriol wouldn't go near him.
No one would. If he's holding the ball, you can't. Unless you can guarantee a double tackle off the charge, which very few strikers can.
On 6s to hit.
Exactly. You're never going to get it. So your permanent Navigators turn 1 receiving will be that. So to be fair, would you choose to receive with Navigators?
Most people choose to receive
This
with
is it.
footballing teams, don't they?
Exactly.
But then again, they've got so many good kick players.
So actually, if you were playing against the Navigators then, would you choose to receive?
Yeah, generally.
Or would you choose to kick?
I think you're feeding into their thing.
Yeah, but then you can get one of your fighters
Yeah.
further ahead and not go for the turn 1 steal.
Yeah, so you kick with one of your bruisers, like your Fang Tooth or your Benediction or something like that. Then he can kick, put braced up, sturdy up,
This is it.
bring it.
Put braced up and then you go, alright, so you're coming back in. You're going to try and bounce off me for the goal run.
I'm
Good luck,
3-4.
kill man.
I'm 3-4.
I'm 3-4, what have you got?
3-4, and I've got my poised.
I think I'll probably still kick the Black Heart.
Of course you would, Dave. Even when you're playing Navigators.
If I'm playing against Navigators, I would. But if I was playing Navigators, I wish I could kick the Black Heart, but no. Yeah, because Windfire's only got a 1-inch melee. That's it. The deal's off.
You're playing Navigators, so Dave only likes 2-inch melee captains.
He does.
It's just my own personal head. Is 6 influence on a captain. A captain's activation is a major thing, and I'd much prefer to have a 2-inch melee captain than a 1-inch, just because it's a lot harder, if not almost impossible, to negate a 2-inch melee captain's activation.
Just play Midas. Midas or Piper.
Piper's immune to the counter attack, so it doesn't really matter.
Immune to the counter attack.
Midas,
He pushes you away.
Midas is pretty much immune to counter attack.
Like,
All I do is Bible dodge.
So
and
it's
dodge.
heroic to 2-inch
So
dodge. He's got a non-momentous push dodge on 2 or a momentous push dodge and a damage on 3, and he's tech 6.
Yeah.
there you go.
Or he's got a momentous 1-inch dodge against like one.
So you get the momentous push. They waste their counter attack.
Yeah.
You drag them back in. You just need to get good with 1-inch captains.
See, I've only ever really played with 1-inch cat. I've played with Smoke, Midas, and Piper competitively. They're the only. So
Honor, Hammer, bit of time with Pin Voice,
you've
and
your
now Blacksmiths, which is always going to be Burnish 1-inch.
Mm.
Although I do love Hearth, Hearth is one of my favourite models on that team. Mad old lady.
Yeah. So anyway,
So-
season 4 rules.
We've just thrown out an awful lot of info on Navigators.
We don't really need
most
to
of it
talk
may or may not be
A lot of it is bias and
Speculation.
conjecture.
without having played the game. Play style, pretty much 3 goals.
3 goals go for just the fish style 3 goals.
Yes.
or a cheeky push off the table.
Which then you still need either another kill or another goal.
Another cheeky push off the table, or Azimuth just goes in.
And does not a lot other than hold the ball. Watch me.
5 influence.
My
Free
man.
charge.
My man, watch your clock out while I'm
Free,
stood there.
free charge with rerolls and 3 more hits with rerolls.
Oh shit, that's the thing. Give him a free charge.
Yeah.
And then he's got 3 more attacks.
Win the turn, go first. Next round.
Rinse and repeat.
Push him away the
But-
first hit.
Honestly, this is
Charge in.
just me, but 6 successes only nets you 3 damage. I think blacksmiths have spoilt me.
Falconer spoilt me slightly earlier with a Divana
That was
being
nuts. Yeah.
Divana being onto 1 round Fangtooth.
Yeah. It's good. Yeah, with 3 assists, including Frelsey,
And you're singled out.
and I've singled out.
And not down.
I'm not.
And no snake.
You have to get a game. And get a game against.
You need
Yeah.
to try. You need to try a game against Falconers.
Yeah.
If anything, I'll play them because I've bought them and I
Yeah.
really want to use them.
Okay, so the season 4 rules. There's been a couple of new rules that have been leaked, spoiled, revealed, whatever we want to say it is.
Revealed. Nothing's
Revealed,
been revealed.
It was revealed on the blog, wasn't it?
It was all
revealed
being
on the
given
blog.
out freely.
Yeah, just sounds a bit more
Controversial.
Clickbait.
fake news. Yeah, so
It's the best trade deal ever.
the kicking player now receives 1 momentum. What's your thought on
I
that?
think it's a great idea. But then again, to be fair, it sets up again the turn 1 steal and goal because you've already got
It
momentum.
makes
I
it
think
even
that-
easier.
Yeah,
does make it
I
even
think
easier.
it's that tricky element of everyone goes on about receiving this like kick.
I
this
always
key.
choose to kick.
I always choose to kick, but I think I'm probably I know I'm in the minority on that
And me.
because every time I say I'll kick, everyone's like, okay. They're really kind of expecting.
Yeah, but then no one's expecting your black art turn.
See,
Nobody expects black art turn.
Yeah, because my kicks are generally either smoke, vitriol, or piper. They're my 3 kickers generally.
And then you go for the cheeky steal. But if you've already got 1 momentum, it means it sets up for your players like Mist and things like that who haven't
Well,
who haven't got a momentous tackle.
Vitriol hasn't.
This is what I mean.
Yeah.
But it sets that player up then
Makes it
to
even
be able
easier.
to
I
take
think
that
it's
non-momentous
interesting
result.
that it actually changes a little bit for me coming back to the conversation earlier about Benediction or Harry. Benediction was strong because of the fact that he can negate a knockdown.
Yeah, because when you go against Ballista, he's
Yeah, shoots you
Yeah.
and you're knocked down, and then basically that person, if he was your main, you've sent your captain up, put 6 influence on him, Ballista comes in and knocks him down, you've got no way of standing up again, unless you've got someone with smelling salts in
Or
your
you've
team.
got the ball.
Well, yeah, but if you're kicking, that's
Yeah,
my point.
yeah,
If they're receiving his Ballista, then you basically got to work out how to stop the knockdown from happening.
don't kick your captain.
Yeah, or bring Benediction.
Get good, scroll.
or bring Benediction. You can put the knockdown.
Well, saying that, my first activation would be going up and boom, crossbowing you. But now you've got momentum to stand him up.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
story.
my point. So actually, at least it means that you can't. The kicking player can't have their turn negated by having the one person they're allowed to bring further forward and threaten the
Being
ball
either knocked down or set on fire.
set on fire or
But
made
then
redundant.
To be fair, if you look at the last few teams that have been released, they've got free healing. Miasma, Fangtooth,
Yeah.
they've all got free healing now to go.
Yeah,
you know
these
what?
haven't, but they've got Bible.
Oh, they haven't got a lot of moving stuff.
Navigators.
But this is
Yeah.
it. But at the end of the day, what you're looking at is, like I said, Fangtooth can heal you for free. Miasma can heal you for free. We're seeing a lot more of that to try and to probably stop
And I
stop that
suppose
turn 1 shutdown.
what I would say is they're trying to make turn 1 a lot more interactive than it previously is.
Hence the rules that were potentially released
With,
for
like
the
with the
formations
formations, yeah, because
to get you in the fight.
yeah.
On.
So a lot, I get it, and I think it's probably on the right direction. But I think
It's a better option than formations.
Oh, don't get me started on formations. Let's not touch
let's
upon
not, we'll not touch that. That got put in the bin, rightly so.
You know, because Tapper and Hooper on the halfway line at the start of the game was fun for everybody.
I think that's the reality. They tried that as an idea, but when you see it shake out in the testing, you realise that putting someone, you forcing someone to place players in a way that opens them up to be deleted, doesn't really work. But this might. This, having the momentum so that your turn isn't completely killed by one person getting knocked down or getting
definitely.
Not agree completely. But I think it opens up that, and I know it opens up the potential for someone to go for a cheeky first activation goal, but I feel like a lot of people would probably do that anyway.
Yeah, always. You always take the option. You always take the option if you can.
If someone's jog missed 7 inches up the pitch and put 4 influence on him, they're not going to leave him up there very long before they go.
You know what's coming.
Exactly.
Yeah. So whether or not they started with one momentum or not.
Yeah, the same way.
It's going to happen.
You kick with sharp, you kick with vitriol, you kick with mist. You know what's coming.
Yeah. And it's going to be early in the turn.
But then you have to have an option to stop that. So the thing is, the other newer teams, blacksmiths, they can shoot the ball and put it where they want. So the newer teams are starting to try and
make the game a bit more interactive.
Make it a bit more interactive, make it a bit more exciting right from the get-go, because the turn one has always been a bit of a chess game, hasn't it? It's sort of, I'm going to put this guy here and I'm going to put this guy here to try and work your opponent out so much. Whereas now it's going to be a lot more fast-paced.
Yeah, I do enjoy the setup of the first turn.
I enjoy the setup of the first turn.
However, your first turn's always Blackheart Spectacular Solo, man.
However, though,
one of the reasons why I didn't quite like the formation, because it kind of switched it made it very...
It makes it a little bit easier, doesn't it?
Complicated.
Yeah.
But I suppose also... What was I going to say?
Yeah.
My brain's just gone.
I don't know, it might be the fact that we've been chatting for an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, it don't really matter what I was going to say. So next rule is tap-in passes. So whatever half or tap-in shot. So whatever your tap-in is, so you say you've got a 4-inch shot, a 4-inch kick, sorry. If you're within 2 of a pass or a shot, you then get the +1 to your dice, so 3+. I think that's great because of mascots and stuff like that. You don't you've got the little Otto who shall not be named.
Well, yeah, and in theory, you'd have had Wonder in this. There's almost every single mascot, if you look at them, really is like a 4-inch kick. So
they're always going to be a 3-inch, 3+.
Yeah.
Which probably isn't. I thought the tap-in was a great move in season 3 to make that.
Yeah, it was definitely.
But now adding it to the passes especially with the order, with their out of activation passes, they're the ones with lots and lots
of lot of it.
It's almost, if you think about the +1 momentum obviously benefiting the kicking team, having that rule change for the receiving team is kind of that offset and that balance.
Because how many times have you done to do like a 2-inch pass and gone, fluffed it kind of thing?
But let's face it, a receiving team, normally a receiving team's first turn is somebody gets the ball, pass it down the line,
pass it along the line,
4-inch dodges and then runs and tries to score a goal.
Yeah,
and if you miss one of those passes, then all of a sudden it kind of all goes to hell.
Yeah.
So actually, this way you kind of, it's not ideal because you still have to get them within closer ranges, but you've got that extra benefit because being the receiving team.
Passing is going to be the main momentum generation for a receiving team.
Yeah. So that's the other one is you can't balance
models on terrain.
To be fair, I kind of one of these things where I never really realised that was a rule anyway, and always thought it was a bit dodgy. So I just like the fact they just made it cleaner and tighter.
Yeah, the only time I've ever done that is when it was there was a tournament, the Gentleman Guild Ball, so Pete Fowles tournament, where we had the neoprene terrain.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's flat.
So with those, it was flat, and it was an obstacle. I did stand on one of those.
Yeah.
Well, my player did. I didn't personally stand on.
Just jump on the table.
This is nice and flat.
To be fair, I've stood anvil on a piece of terrain before, and that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm 2-3. You're at -1 dice. Come at me, bro.
Yeah. So that one's another rule, which I think is probably. There's a bit of a clarification.
It's just a tidy up, isn't it? Really, and it makes terrain rules a lot easier.
Stops the arguments of.
Oh no, that's not fully on.
He's not fully on, and he's not doing this.
I want to dodge an inch, but it means I'm going to have to balance him precariously, half on, half off this obstacle, and then I'm going to buy another attack and get another dodge anyway.
But then on the flip side, a lot of the terrain comes with a little lip around it.
Yeah.
Which makes it's going to make it a bit more clunky, isn't it? Are you going to count the little lip, or are you not?
I think as long as you clarify that at the start, it doesn't matter. It could be game by game. If you ask
at the beginning of the game, are we classing it yes or no? Generally, I class a little board as well as part of the terrain because it's neater.
Yeah. It's just easier. You can measure to that piece of terrain there.
One of the things I've seen on Facebook which looks really, really good. So they had the bit of terrain, and then they had it on like a bit of card or whatever with like a 1-inch border exactly round the bit of terrain.
Yeah.
So that is your cover. So if you're touching that, you're in cover. Which I thought was really...
The terrain I made for my mat hasn't got bases, so I'm alright.
Yeah.
This is it.
No, but you could do that and then say you put a perfect 1-inch border all the way
clean,
around
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It just cleans it all up.
Yeah.
Which I thought was fantastic. So I was like, that's a really good idea. But if you think we've got 16 tables worth of trains, you think we're putting little cardboard borders on it, ain't happening.
No. But that's a good way to round it off. We've
No,
got
there's the
tournament-
OPD stuff as well.
Oh, yeah.
So the cards, it's mainly with the card, the plot cards, not
Yep.
plot cards, the game plan.
Yep.
The effects are now resolved on the clock rather than none of it. So we choose our cards off the clock and then you resolve the effects on the clock.
Yeah.
I
Which
think
is nice.
it's a step in the right direction, I feel.
Because a lot of people have been getting quite salty about it overall, so I think it kind of helps sort it out.
I would prefer, like, for example, say you and I were playing Rich, if you selected the first card, you'd pick your card, you could then, I feel you should be within your right to flip the clock over to me.
Definitely.
It's one of those tricky things, and I'm a bit of a procrastinator anyway, but
We know.
You normally clock out.
normally you've got 5 cards to choose from, and you know what you're trying to do. You're either trying to win the turn, or you're trying to pick an optimum. If you've lost the turn, you know you have. You're trying to pick an optimum card to give you an advantage
Yeah.
next turn. I don't think it normally takes that long to pick the card. So, having that off the clock, you have to see what happens.
But the amount of times I've seen it with you've had one player sat there with a card on the table,
Yep.
looking bored, and the other person trying to plan out his entire turn
And ahhing.
based on every card.
There's the potential to have slow play.
People can get in,
deliberate slow
proper
play,
get in the
yeah.
tank thinking about that and
Yeah.
go, and I would never ever condone anyone doing this. I don't even think that that's happening. Suppose I'm 2-0 up against you.
Yeah,
You know,
you
we'll
take an extra
final
5 minutes.
of the
per
thing.
round.
Oh no, there's the final of the thing. And you win a trip to America if you win. If I was 2-0 up, it got to the card bit that's off the clock. I could just sit there like that and go to dice down.
Yep.
I am not condoning that for 1 second. Anyone who ever did that
Yeah.
should get banned instantly. If anyone
To be
done
fair,
that at one of our events,
We
they
would.
would be thrown out quicker than
Well,
anything.
and this is if 5 minutes into that particular sit-in, then you expect the opposition to call the TO over and say,
but they're not
he's
breaking any
being
rules.
No, they're not. But they are breaking the rules, aren't they? They're breaking the unwritten rule of
It's not
fair
wrong.
play and sportsmanship.
I'm not condoning it. I am a million
But a
percent,
TO's
100%.
word is fine, isn't it? So if you pull him over and say he's sat there for 10 minutes, he's not even looking at his cards, he's just waiting for me to run out of time. The TO's just going to be like, yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
full-on Richard manoeuvre.
Yeah, don't worry, I would chuck him. I would chuck them out. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying stuff like
It
that.
opens up the potential for slow play. I don't think it happens.
No.
I know that the people...
As a slow player, you wouldn't.
I'm a slow player. I'm
Yeah,
a slow
this-
player, and I still haven't gone to dice down at any point. I was close at Vengeance.
You were 30 seconds from it, Vengeance.
Still won.
One of
Yeah.
your 2 wins with fish.
We
was
both,
due to clock it out.
we both, it was a shark versus shark, and we both clocked out. I don't know how that happened, but
How does that work?
we just kept tackling each other. Neither of us could score a goal because we just kept taking the ball off each other.
Mine.
Yeah.
Mine.
What's the resource?
But anyway, yeah. So I think it's a step in the right direction. See how it goes.
Yeah.
See if it changes.
That's what I'm saying.
anything.
Personally, I agree it's that, but I think that I don't think resolving the effects like choosing your single deck, choosing your poise, choosing your 4-inch
Your
dodge.
4-inch dodge is the biggest one that people
That's
will
one
play
that
around
people
on.
take, but I don't think that's the main time sink of it. I think the main time sink is you have a player who goes bang, puts a card down quickly, and then the opponent's like, hey, oh, what's he got? What's that? And then they start getting in the tank kind of thing, just thinking about it.
Yeah.
And planning for going, okay, so what cards are they likely to have? What have I got?
Exactly.
And then they can plan their turn. I've done it by accident before.
Yeah.
I was doing it. I thought that I'd won the turn. I kind of planned in my hand, and then because my opponent was taking a while to choose his, I'd done it, and I was already there, like getting ready to put influence down and everything like
Yeah, but
that.
that's if your opponent is wasting time by doing
No,
that.
but he wasn't wasting. He was just thinking. But then I was kind of jumping ahead. It weren't even on the clock, and I was like, okay, so wait, that's going there. I was making my little piles of influence and everything like that, which really that should have been on my clock.
True.
but then the swings and roundabouts.
But at the end of the day, is your opponent then expecting you to sit there waiting for you?
If they're sat there for 5 minutes trying to decide what card to play, then...
But that's what I mean. That should have been on his clock.
Well, the argument for that was that you should not be able to plan your turn, your next activation, while they're having their activation.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Sit there and think of something else?
Well, you're supposed to sit there and just watch them do something.
No, but what I'm saying is that 5 minute period, I shouldn't have been able to do that off the clock.
Yeah.
He should have been on the clock while doing it.
That's fair enough, but he's lost out either way. So if he spends 5 minutes doing it, he's lost 5 minutes of clock time. If he spends 5 minutes doing it off the clock, you've had 5 minutes to prep and you just go...
Yes, at the end of the day, he spent his time plotting what he's doing next.
But he spent no time, essentially.
Yeah, but why can't you... No, but the point is you've spent also no time allocating your influence. So...
But what I'm saying, it should have spent time.
No.
Yeah. I know your argument.
Yeah.
My point is that he didn't gain an advantage from doing that.
But neither did you.
But if he was ahead in the game and it was approaching the end of the round, he would have been ahead.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. It may have been completely through no fault of his own. He may have just been a very analytical player, and he might have happened to be up at that time. But I would have felt upset if, say, I'd have lost that game because of dice down due to him overthinking, planning the perfect turn. I think that's probably a fair way of saying it. Is I would have felt hard done by if, say, I just happened to be down at that point of the game when it went to dice down, when I've been efficient with all my off-clock times. Yeah, that was my point.
It's fair enough. I'm kind of, I'm in two minds about it.
It's swings and roundabouts.
I've not had a dice down because of game plan cards, so I can't say that it needs changing because I'm perfectly happy with how it's worked so far for me. I've not been in that position, but I've been the person on the other side of the table who's been taking longer than I should have done, and that person sat there bored waiting for me.
That's the thing.
And I don't want that either because the whole point is you've got that social contract.
I think I've TO'd since the game plans. I've TO'd 3 events since the game plans have come out, and in those 3 events, there's been more rounds going to dice down than previous.
There's empirical evidence to state that it is a problem, and obviously it's happening. So in theory, actually, then we'll be able to analyse data afterwards and see if it improves it. But I'd also point out that game plans haven't been out for that long.
No, people are still learning.
So people are still learning, still trying to understand what cards they want to play when.
Is it the game plan, or is it the fact that there's so many new guilds that are coming out and people don't know the new guilds? I'm even creating an argument against myself now.
But that's my point. Is that there's a lot of variables, a lot of factors. So change one, see if it makes a difference. If it doesn't, then there's always option to change more.
Yeah, well, I'd probably do the cards, and then you'd have a truer.
But I'd be just as upset if they got rid of the game plan deck in Season 4 after we've all just bought one.
I like the game plan deck.
Yeah,
I really like it now. Initially I was a bit but I really, really like it.
I don't even think I'd want to see like a massive refresh or anything like that.
No, I think it's a pretty good play.
Leave it as it is. It's a nice mix of cards. It's a good mechanic.
I think a couple of the cards are pretty much useless, but you're always going to get that index.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure that any of them are useless. I like the fact that sometimes if you know you've lost a turn, then you've got these really juicy 1/1 cards that give you +1 influence.
That one influence is amazing.
Really good as a buff, So I think they've all got their uses. I can't think of one off the top of my head that I would say I'd never play.
I think there's one that's...
The 2 momentum for a goal, maybe, that's not best in the world, unless it's an early game plan card to play. If you play it turn 2, but after that,
the 2 momentum for a goal,
you
get an influence for that one. So you get an extra influence for that, but then you also get 2... If you know you're playing fish and they're about to score first or second activation, you're like, okay, so I've got an extra influence to plan my counter attack, and I'm going to have 2 momentum.
Yeah, I think that's
true story.
I said my only point about that is it's just if you're already at 2 goals, then that card becomes redundant.
Oh god,
other than its +1 influence.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think they should. That kind of strength of it that they all should be situational.
That's what I was point about to make. That every card's got
like the +1 damage as well. Like the +1 damage when you're on the floor.
Yeah.
Completely situational. But if you're playing a team that's playing full football, it's useless.
Yeah.
Because you're never going to put them on the floor.
But then there are no cards like sick 'em for hunters and things like that, sick
'em for Flask. We're getting the couple of intensifiers off.
Well, the Second for Hunters is
You've just
all right
done
now,
you've just
got
done a
your second
compare
mascot.
against a really good one versus a really bad one.
No. Intensify for Flask's amazing.
No, that's what I'm saying. Intensify
in
for Flask is
Hunters-
amazing, but it's useless for Hunters.
Second for Hunters was useless until Snow came out because of the fact that you've already got a Furious mascot.
Yeah.
But I don't think you've got anything
No
like that in the
Hunters.
game.
No Furious mascots.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good place to end it, to be honest. We're like an hour and a half.
People are probably bored of us by now. So drop us a
This
like.
will be the last podcast that Glory Goals do because everyone got bored after.
Drop us a like if you got this far.
Just message Luke or Rich privately if you don't want me to come on again because I talk too much.
To be fair, I'm looking forward to the first game that we record with you that you clock out on.
I'll just do all my planning during the game plan phase. It'll be fine.
Good idea.
Alright, right, so thank you very much. Thank you again to Singled Out for hosting our podcast.
Hopefully we have not taken up all of your capacity with this mammoth episode.
So I'm Luke.
I'm Rich.
And Dave.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.